Yeah, I know. I need to quit smoking, don't I? You always were the only one who really genuinely gave a rat's ass about my health. Feminine, I'm thinking about all the times you bugged me to eat a salad here and there. You didn't even tell me that I had to stop eating the other junk food. Just, please, honey, eat a salad here and there. Drink a little more water. And I sit here surrounded by pirates, all of who want my money, my body, and my time, even my children. Many of them even want you in the sense that they want you to suffer because you exist and because they can tell, no matter what they've done to me in my effort to not bring this shit to you, that I still love you more than anyone and that you still love me. And I won't pretend that it's been easy. I know that you've been sitting there thinking, how can he keep going back to this situation? How can he keep choosing more pain? How can he treat me this way? And I think about how many other people have told me the same sort of thing all my life. And I've just always messed things up, that I'm never going to get it right. And that if good people do exist in the world like you, that I'll never be good enough to match up with them or keep them satisfied. And I've tried so hard. I feel like, funny enough, if it weren't for you, I would have already given up on the idea that there could be something better than the life that I've lived most of my life. Though there's just something about you. It's just even just your existence in the world. Even when people have convinced me that you're the one who's like doing magic on me or tricking me or trying to mess with my life, even within that, it's like just that small spark of belief, I guess. And maybe they're wrong. Maybe you do, as you say you do, really exist. Kind of reminds me of that song. I feel kind of cheesy singing it a little bit, but I'll do it for you. That when the road gets dark and you can no longer see, just let my love throw a spark. I know you know the rest. That's why you're my feminine. My divine feminine, my real life goddess. But feminine, I mean, I feel like this is one of the first times I've actually, like, consciously, intentionally put out a message into the universe, hoping that one of those readers or channelers you listen to gets this message and that you can hear me, me. I feel like I feel like I've just been in this place where it's been like this repeat of when I was a kid, where nobody saw me, nobody believed in me, that I could be good, that I didn't mean to mess things up, that I could do better. And I feel like as I've been trapped in this, I feel like it's not even just my dark night of soul, like I've been trapped in a world of karmics, and there are like pirates trying to get back to you, trying, if nothing else, to get back to myself, like you told me, trying to stay connected with the kids, trying to do the right thing, well, giving everything that I am to everyone, telling me that I will hurt them if I think about myself, if I take some time to myself, and certainly if I talk to you. And I feel like I've just been praying out into the world, please, Divine Feminine, don't forget me. Please don't forget me. Please remember me. Please remember me. I might act in all sorts of out of character ways. Please remember that I would only do this to protect you and our family and our friends. Please know that I would only be here, away from you. That I would only ghost you or go back and forth or be in and out because there's more to it. And I don't want to even tell you about it. It's that bad. It's not just shameful, you know? It's bad. There are real people around me. They are hurting me, and they will hurt you too and everyone we care about if I don't stay. Because I don't have anyone who remembers me, who believes in me in the ways that you say that you do. And here's the thing, feminine. I mean, I know we've had our emotions, and even you have gotten into a place of telling me that I'm hurting you by not being there for you. Though I'm surrounded by people that, you know, the minute I say, I'd like not to do that, I'd like not to have that dog, I'd like to be able to choose my own money, I'd like to be able to talk to whoever I want and have your trust, you know what? When their bullying doesn't work anymore, they threaten to hurt themselves and to blame me. And that would definitely take me out. And now I am stuck in that situation because whether I know that they're pirating me or not, whether I know this is good for me or not, they have enough people with them that they could get to you. And that would break my heart far more than you forgetting that I am your divine masculine, that I am good. And I have the most incredible ask from you. I don't feel like I deserve it, at least not without you knowing the whole story that I cannot tell you right now. And my request is, would you live for me? Like, both in the sense of, like, I'm tired of people telling me that if I'm not everything for them and completely responsible for them, that they'll hurt themselves or be hurt by it. I need somebody, even just one person. I feel like even if you don't show it, just one person that knows that I am good, that believes good things in me, that, I mean, what I really need, to be honest, feminine, I need you to speak it. I need you to show people. I know this is a crazy situation. I know that it's like an Agatha Christie novel, like the movie or the book or the game of Clue. I know that you're confused too. I know that you're worried about what your family will think and your friends will think. I know that you might likely get in a ton of trouble. And you know what's funny? I even just thinking these thoughts into the universe makes me feel so incredibly guilty or shameful. I feel like you've already done so much for me in big and small ways. And that even just your existence does something for me. You don't know how many times, just to be able to get to sleep at night, I've imagined us together. Or when I've had to do stuff with the karmics around me just to make them shut up so they don't think that I'm going somewhere to get something, to get stuff not from them. They don't believe me that I really just am that fucking depressed that it just does not want to come up. That the only way I could do it was by thinking about you and me. You know how many times I've been in a place of wanting to just end it all, that I've chosen to stay because you exist. And this, it's like you throw up a spark of your love somehow in music, in a street sign, in billboards. Sometimes I feel like I've been going crazy because I'll send out this prayer to know how you're feeling or know what's really going on, know what the real truth is, and I will pass by like 6 billboards in a row that all say the same thing that you just told me, or told me a little while ago that I didn't take in, and now I'm going, those are some duh moments, right? And now here I am sending out these pleas to the channelers and the readers and others because I can't speak it. I don't know. I know that a lot of it is I am afraid, though I feel like there's some kind of magic or something that's either it puts a gag on me so I can't do it, or the phone breaks, or the computer breaks, or the car breaks. I feel like I'm going nuts, you know? especially in all the times and ways that I know that I've told you I would be there as a friend, as a as anything that I could be, anything you wanted me to be. All you've ever asked of me is to be good to myself, to grow as a person, to heal, to become whole. And Feminine, I can't tell you how many times that I have done that, even despite my situation. And even when you never said anything, you never said, I see that you're growing. I see that you've done this. I see that you're courageous. Even when you never said it, I still had some place in me that I felt like even amongst your frustration and your impatience and your life struggles, that there was some part of you that still knew that I was growing, still knew that I was doing what you asked me to do, like I've always tried to do. And now, Feminine, I see. I even have trouble still with my pride. I need your help. I need you to speak your love for me. I need you to stand and be willing to let everybody see, no matter what the situation is, and no matter how long that I cannot contact you, cannot stand with you. And I need you to have faith that I am standing with you, and that even if I speak words that are unkind, it's like those movies that you like, where I don't know, some evil witch or wizard will give someone a potion and they speak all the most horrible things to the person that they love the most. And it's so convincing. I need you to believe that that is happening to me. It's the most absurd thing in the world. I need you to speak your love for me. I need you to tell my story, even if I get mad at you in the 3D. I need you to fall in love with me all over again. I need you to trust that whether this takes days or weeks or months or years, that it's worth it. I need you to feel like you're worth it. I need you to believe that I already chose you a long time ago. I already claimed you. Why do you think that people have been trying to take down your reputation? Why do you think that everybody thinks I'm just tricking you? Why do you think everybody's worried about your glow up? Why do you think you get those nasty comments from people that seem familiar, but you don't quite recognize? Why do you think your money's been having hard problems flowing? It's because I have claimed you. And if you look for it, you'll see it. You know that scene, what's one of your favorite movies? You know that the Twilight movie? Remember in the second one, I think it was it New Moon or Eclipse or something like that? I don't know, the that Jacob kid, the werewolf kid. You remember? Remember when there's a point when what's the heroine's name? Bella, right? The Vampire Girl. Reminds me of you in so many ways. A shield on her mind that totally defied what any of the rest of them ever expected, right? Something so simple and yet so incredible. That is definitely you. But do you remember when that Jacob kid came up to her room and he was like, I can't tell you. I can't even tell you why I can't tell you. I just need you to remember I told you that one thing, that one time, and it could tell you everything. I feel like this is that moment where I'm saying, please, can you remember when we met? Can you remember all the times we did get to spend together? Can you remember and focus on the times that I have been so incredible, that you saw past all of the masks and all of the, what do you call them, maladaptive coping mechanisms? That you saw past all of my anxiety and machismo, and you saw the beautifulness of my soul. Even when I tried to hide it from you, even when I told you I was too busy to show it to you, you still saw that. Can you do that now? Can you find that faith in me despite everything that I've done? Where you have only so much evidence to go off of to know that what you feel is truer than what you are hearing or seeing in the 3D? Can you have faith that despite the odds, somehow, because of the warmth that remains in my soul as a small spark of a candle, glows because you exist, because you have continued to succeed and work on you despite everything, despite even me getting lost in my own shadows and trying to make you jealous. There's times I can own I tried to hurt you because I didn't want you to leave me. Can you believe that despite that, I have grown in enough ways to meet you at least much closer to where you're at than I ever have before, that I may not be able to consistently hold harmony and union with my 5D self and my 3D self, but I'm doing it a lot more often. Can you believe that I have been finding ways to watch your videos, to watch your posts and learn from what you're doing? Can you believe that I've already chosen and claimed you so many times from my heart? Can you believe that the messages I sent you before I ghosted you again, that I meant those? Can you believe, even with everyone telling you to cut me off or cut me out or don't accept this or don't accept that, can you believe in the me that you thought at one point in time that you could trust more than anyone? Could you see through my immature BS and have faith that even when my 3D self and my 5D self get disconnected and I am being a jerk, can you still have faith in me to come around when I'm ready to, and when enough of my ego traps get me there, that I will rise as your divine masculine? Can you be like me and sit amongst the darkest shadowy trees and every person telling you not to trust what you feel and still believe? And whether or not you're willing to put your neck out there for me and speak that you love me without any agenda or any requirement that we be in relationship, or despite anything in the 3D going on with me, can you, if even if you cannot bring yourself to speak that yet publicly in front of everybody, even if you are not ready or you don't trust me enough in that, can you do like me and maybe, I don't know, write yourself some stories about the times that you remember gazing in my eyes? You know, some of my favorite memories, I've been trying to send them to you. Some of my favorites are when we'd sit together. And it's like, I mean, you know how people, like, you know, TV and when we're teens, people make out, right? I always kind of expected that with you, but I always like to stop and just look in your eyes. You're the only person I know. I mean, you do close your eyes adorably when you kiss me a fair amount, but you usually look right in my eyes when you're kissing me. And it was the most amazing feeling. I still remember the first time that we kissed and I had closed my eyes, and when I opened them, you were looking at me with the most amazing, incredible eyes ever. And it was such a warm, loving feeling. Like, I mean, I'm sure you've experienced those times when you've looked in someone's eyes and been scared, right? I'm sure you have. And it's like that, but with you, and you're the only one I've ever seen this with or felt this with, it's like just like with the people who you get scared of, usually it's because it feels like they're looking at your soul, right? Eyes are the windows to the soul, right? So it feels like that. But then when it's you, it's like you look at me and I'm simultaneously completely naked and yet also completely clothed and bathed in the most beautiful warmth, even before you ever told me that you loved me, even before you ever really showed it in one of your romantic gestures that you like. I already knew. In fact, I think if I think about it, I knew before we kissed too, because I've always been drawn to your eyes. I still remember that first time that you walked up where I was, and we looked at each other from across the little distance. I didn't feel quite as intensely in that moment as I did later with that kiss and other moments, though I could already feel the your electric eyes warming me. I feel like I've had other people look at me and I know they're sizing me up or trying to figure out if I'd be their meal ticket or somebody fun to do something with. But you never looked at me that way. I think that's one of the things, to be honest, I think that's part of why the people around me and the pirates have done everything they can to make sure that I don't have any actual face-to-face interactions with you. Because, I mean, even when you are being so emotional and so frustrating, it just takes one of your looks, especially that one where you kind of smirk a little bit and crinkle your nose. I can see your dimples, and you kind of, it's like you look at me intensely for a moment and then you look down. And it fills me up in ways that I can't describe. I'm hoping that you experienced a similar thing with me at some point. That you have those memories too. Because my path ahead, especially if I'm somehow to liberate myself, it's everything that I sense says it's going to be shadowy and it's going to be an uphill climb. And there's a part of me that feels like, you know what, masculine, you're going to be in it alone. Although that's part of your karma because you got stuck with these people because you were not courageous enough to go out and be alone. So you're going to have to find some incredible way to safely get out of this tank of piranha and leeches and sharks by yourself, with or without your feminine. And everything that I'm looking at tells me that even if you help me, I'm likely not to know for a while. In fact, I'm already being told by everybody, whether I trust them or don't, or have great trust for them, that you're betraying me. And with the way that everybody else has done it, I will own I'm having a hard time not believing that it could be true because that's what everyone else has always done to me, especially the people that were supposed to love me most, like my mom and my dad, who, in their own ways, neither of them was really there, you know? And so I don't know. This is kind of a, what do you call it, a Hail Mary? Throw this out into the universe to say, please, divine feminine, I'm asking you for one more time, and I don't even know if it'll be the last time I ask for one more thing. And for you to be able to find the grace and the humor and the delight and the divinity in the struggle, in the shadow, in the light. And maybe in how adorable I am that I'd get myself in such a mess like this that you would even be in a place asking yourself if you should rescue me or give me another chance, especially with I know how many times the people have told you and that you've probably even tried to convince yourself, I'm just done with him. Just done with him. Ah, I can imagine how many people you might have even told that to, and for you to even consider, like publicly just talking about your feelings about me, owning that you love me, regardless of the situation that I'm in, the 3D, that you believe in me, that you know the content and character of my heart, sharing memories of times that we have connected, sharing my story, sharing your story, because to do that, you're definitely going to have to own your shadows too. I feel like you already are, to be honest. That's part of what I love about you. Even when I think that I'm doing something first, usually you've already invested months into it, and so by the time that I get there, you've had plenty of time to already hone and perfect everything that I was just figuring out how to do. It was frustrating for a while, and I thought maybe you had some sort of like spy things on me or something so that you could know and beat me to it, and I saw my own shadows for that competitiveness. And then when I got to a good place with that, I realized that I was trying to compete with you and you were just competing with yourself. And then I looked around and I saw everybody else was also trying to compete with you too. Well, you're just there enjoying your time and space with the universe, being yourself. And I don't know if you've made it to a place to where this message can reach you and you're like, yeah. My divine masculine? Of course I would publicly claim my love for him. That would be so romantic. I'm hoping though. I'm hoping that if I let my love throw a spark, you'll have some faith in me, no matter what happens. And please, have faith that I know what I'm asking. I know that even though you've not been waiting, I know that you feel what I feel and that you've been observing. I know that you have not gone through this journey without sacrificing and suffering too. Though I also know you're the only person that I could possibly ever imagine that would not only be able to help, even just in being willing to go down in a ball of flaming glory with me, if need be, that you're likely the only person who sees and believes and loves me enough to actually be willing to do that, even while everybody's telling you that it is the most incredible risk and you're definitely going to get hurt. Heck, I'll be one of the first ones to sit here and say you're definitely going to get hurt. I'm not going to disown or hide that anymore. It's kind of a part of my lifetime, this lifetime, to be in a lot of contrasting situations. And I mean, if I'm to believe in this whole twin flame journey and everything, then I gotta believe that there is somebody out there, and that it's hopefully you, who doesn't mind doing a little bit of, what's that musical you like, Grease, that Sandra Dee thing, where at the end, that she comes his way, was it Danny or Johnny or something like that, she comes his way and decides to be a little bad for him, he decides to be a little good for her. I still miss hearing you sing that song, you're the one that I want, you are the one I want, ooh, ooh, ooh. I just love how delightful you are like that. You know, even with the challenges around me, even if there is spell work or other crazy stuff, even if I'm being gaslit or whatever, like I don't really know for sure, but even if that's true and you're not exactly who my heart feels like you are, I love knowing that at least for a time in my life, I knew someone who pretended to be as delightful as you. Somebody who loved the corny romantic stuff. Somebody who loves foolish romantic gestures. Somebody who loves things like imitating Foghorn Leghorn with me and making sure I say it to count my feathers for just such an occasion. Well, feminine, I'm tired. I'm so, so tired, and I have so many nights that I feel like if I fall asleep that my soul's gonna drift out of my body because there's so much intensity and craziness going on all around me. And I've been so far away from you in every way for so long. And so disconnected from myself, so emotionally constipated. It's like the battlefield is within me just to whether or not I can believe that it's worth continuing on. I don't, I definitely don't feel good about admitting that, though. I think that if I had not gotten to this place where it is so bad, that basically, I don't know what you call it, spirit is making me rest. My cars won't run right. I can't go out anywhere, definitely not with these karmics and pirates. I can't use my phone, I can't use my computer. I can't do anything other than very strict things. And the rest of the time, all I can do is try to sleep or just pretend that I'm sleeping so people won't bug me. And I feel like if it had not gotten that bad, I probably wouldn't be in this place where I can look at it and say, if all is lost, at least I know that I tried. Even if I lost the love and faith of my divine feminine, at least I know that I tried. And then there's this other side of me that's like, hold on, you stupid SOB. You know that your feminine's already on the case, on the call. Just have faith in her like you want her to have faith in you. That's all she ever asked of you, really. And that's where I'm going to leave this message because I feel like I have not rested in decades. That's what I'm going to. And I'm going to let that song play in my head. Just let my love throw a spark. I love you, my divine feminine, no matter what happens next.